So this is, I guess you could call this part 2 of putting it back together. So I put this back together. That's where I had taken this off and taken it apart. It looked like this. And I had to take this plate off and these plastic things and these are supposed to be antennas coming out. So I had to do that carefully to take it off. And I put it back together again. This plastic thing, had to be careful that I didn't put it upside down. So yeah, this video is good. It explains how to put it back together. I didn't go as far as taking it as far apart as it does here. But the reason I took this off is so that I could unplug and replug these 4. See if it shows this. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, it shows how to take it off. Damn it. Yeah, it shows how to take it off.
Remove the left and right
so it's
antenna
easy
covers,
to take
and
off.
Carefully peel up the copper tape from the
And
antennas.
it's a little tricky to put back together. And
Position the antennas so that the metal plate can be lifted without snagging them, and then lift it off. Pull up on the black tab on each of the 4 display cables to disconnect them.
And then I immediately put them back
Finally,
together.
while supporting the display with one hand,
See,
remove
this
the
part
9
I didn't
T8
do.
torque screws securing the hinge.
I didn't want to do that.
To begin reassembly, position the hinge over the display, aligning the screw holes on the back of the display with the holes on the hinge. Support the display with one hand to raise it slightly, and then install the 9 screws securing the hinge to the display.
So what I did was
align
simply...
each display cable over their connectors and press all of the 4 cables into place.
So that's what I did. I put them back into place, right?
Place the hinge plate back into place,
then
making sure the antennas aren't under it, and then align the hinge plate with the notches on the hinge.
And I made sure the antennas are sticking out.
Using your T6 Torx driver, install 2 of the hinge plate screws in the positions shown. While positioning the right antenna over its screw holes, place the right antenna cover into place and install the 2 screws securing it to the display. Repeat this procedure for the left-hand side. Reinstall copper tape over both antennas and then screw in the remaining 4 screws securing them to the display. Place the stiffening bar into place and then secure it with 2 T6 Torx screws. Slide the bottom clips of the hinge cover into the holes in the back of the display, and then rotate it forward and squeeze to engage the clips on the top of the cover. The clips are fragile, and if any break, the hinge cover must be replaced. Using 2 hands, slide the motherboard into the chassis, aligning the board with the screw holes.
I didn't have to do
Secure
that.
the motherboard to the chassis with 3
I didn't take the motherboard out.
Screws.
There it is.
Reconnect and lock the audio port connectors cable
I
and the 3
have
display
to do that.
cables. Align the right hinge cover with the right hinge and secure it with a single T8 Torx screw.
I didn't have to do
Slide
that.
the SSD into its socket at about a 15-degree angle, and then secure it in place with
I
a
didn't have to
T3
do
Torx
that.
screw. Position the power supply into the chassis and reconnect the 2
I
power
didn't have
supply
to do
cables to
that
the
because I didn't
motherboard.
take it off.
Secure the power supply with the H5 hex standoff and a T8 Torx screw.
There's a hex right
Power
there.
plug receptacles H5 hex standoff and the T8 Torx screw to secure it to the chassis.
I didn't have to do
Slide the
that.
left hinge cover into place, making sure the
Didn't
power
have
plug
to do
wires are
that.
mounted under the hinge cover, and then secure it with
Because
a
there
single
it is.
T8 Torx screw. Reinstall a thermal pad to the
Okay,
RSSD, and
this
then
is
align
what
and
I
place
have
a new
to
thermal
do.
module into the chassis. The 8 captive screws securing it to the motherboard. Using your H5 hex socket,
So what I'm going to do is cover this with this sticky stuff. Because I had taken it off, but I didn't have to. It goes roughly right there. This kind of insulator. And it's a little sticky. And I don't think it's... Okay, so I gotta put the thermal paste on these things, right? Let's see where do they put the thermal paste, on these or on those?